Supervisor meeting to order. Please rise and pledge allegiance to the flag. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I think too, you wanted to mention that, former supervisor Tom Speck lost his mother.
Yeah, this afternoon. Tom Speck was a supervisor a few years ago here and well known in the valley. His mother, who's also very well known, Mary Williamson, passed. So yeah, let's have a moment of silence. Okay, thanks everyone for coming out, we appreciate it. First item on the agenda is citizen participation. Do we have any comments with respect to what's on the agenda currently?
Can I make a comment about something else, though?
If it's not on the agenda, that comes at the second portion of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, Trooper
It's Deer Wechter.
Deer Wechter,
Yeah.
sorry, I was gonna write it down. I apologize. Thank you for coming in this evening.
Thank you for having us. Like I said, my name's Corporal Deer Wechter. I'm here on behalf of Lieutenant Robert Bailey. He was unable to attend. He is our current station commander at PSP Newport, and we are your primary police department for Rye Township. Along with me, I brought some statistics from the calendar year 2020, if you guys are interested. PSP responded for a total of 223 calls for service within the township, which is anything from traffic stops to a C officer or debris on the roadway. That's any number of things, to criminal investigations, of which we had a total of 16 crashes, 2 DUI arrests, 12 criminal arrests, and 27 property crimes. That seems to be the largest portion of incidents responded to in the township, 6 of which are thefts, and we had 3 residential burglaries and 1 commercial burglary. Now, burglaries, that doesn't mean necessarily residents themselves, sheds or anything on the property. If they're broken into, that is also considered a burglary. So all in all, it is a relatively quiet township. I'd say that hesitantly. But yes, exactly. Of that, can I answer any questions that you guys may have or any concerns that I can take back to the station?
I have one.
Yes.
Hi. 850 is like a speedway.
Yes.
Do you have any traffic information as far as like stops, speeding tickets?
Well, so that is along with this. In the township, there were a total of 19 moving and violations for the calendar year,
Okay.
2020.
Because I'm like out in the western end, and it's like, it's really bad there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, between like, I would say, Idle Road and, you know, all the way out to Shermansdale, people just like romp on the gas and go. And I didn't know if there's any way to step up enforcement of that area?
Yeah, I can definitely make a note of it for roll calls. I would, that is probably our largest complaint, or speeding complaints, and I will tell you, we will make an effort, but I'm not gonna lie, we definitely handle a lot of other things as well, and sometimes traffic enforcement takes a back burner to that. I'm not making any excuses, I'm just saying, and I do apologize for that, but I would definitely make a note for roll calls to get guys out and
If we
be on
notice it
850.
happening at a specific time, could we call and make a roll call
Absolutely,
request?
you can call the barracks, which is 567-3110, and let the dispatcher know, and they can make what's called a traffic violation. And if you have a time window, that really helps us out, because we can make a reoccurring call that will appear on our computer-aided dispatch to remind the troopers to go out and check the area.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Just for clarification, the statistics you gave, is
Mhm.
that from 2020?
Yes, calendar year 2020.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, we release our statistics per calendar year, that's how it's generated, so I don't have anything for the current year, unfortunately.
If you happen to look back and compare 2020 to previous years, what did it appear to be?
How it was
Which
trending?
areas are good? Yeah,
No,
how was it
I unfortunately, I did not, no, sir.
Okay.
If you would like, that is something I can look into.
I'd like to know how we're doing in general. And if we're going the wrong direction, isn't it time like the present to know?
Yeah, exactly.
Any other questions or concerns to share with?
Yes, are we still at 4 patrolmen pretty much for the county at any one time typically, or?
For a supervisor, yeah.
Okay.
That's minimum, so shift coverage obviously does change.
Mhm.
Sounds like we're good. Thanks very
Okay,
much for
yep.
your time.
And your name, is Mr. Stahl?
So,
Okay, would you prefer an email? Do you have an email address I
I
can
do.
follow up with you?
it's John F. Stahl?
F is in Frank?
Yeah, it's in Franklin, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Not bad, you do seances on the side? Yeah, at gmail.com.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You can copy the township also, if you
Yeah.
would.
Okay.
I'll get it from here if
Okay.
necessary.
Sometimes you can't
Oh.
always print.
And the,
RYE
mhm.
TWP at P as in Paul, T as in Tom, D as in David.net.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Yep.
Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay, Brooksman Fire Company aren't able to make it this evening. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they had a conflict. Somehow they said, I'm sorry, I was supposed to be here tonight, but we're coming in October.
Thank you. Catch me on that. Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the August 23rd Board of Supervisor meeting. Do we have a second? Second. John Stahl, second. All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Thanks again, Dave.
Mhm.
Zoning code enforcement. This is for August 21st through September 15th by Brian Gilbert. Worked on zoning permits and certificate of use, monthly update to Daisy, discussed dog complaint by residents. Is that the one that you and I
Mhm.
discussed yesterday? Okay, thank you. 285 Mountain Road, certificate of use, reviewed letter from owner, requested and reviewed planning commission notes, issued extension of temporary COU letter. 2974 Valley Road vector violation, received and reviewed complaint. Conduct site visit to confirm conditions. Review ordinance for violation, prepared and issued notice of violation. Okay, 1790 New Valley Road sign violation, received and reviewed complaint, conduct site visits to confirm conditions, review ordinance for violation, prepared and issued notice of violation. And then 1005 Flowers Lane, vehicle violation, received and reviewed complaint, conduct site visits, confirm conditions. Is it across the P line?
Mhm.
Okay. Review ordinance for violation, prepared notice of violation. Notice of violation not issued because primary complaint not observed.
There's follow-up on that.
Yeah, follow up on site inspector.
Mhm. Yeah.
120 Cove Hill Road stormwater violation. Received and reviewed complaint, conduct site visits to confirm conditions, review ordinance and existing lot plan of site for violation, prepared and issued notice of violation.
Mhm.
Okay,
And that was as a result of what was discussed last meeting.
okay. Okay, that'll be up here for anyone who would like to review it. Sewage enforcement report, we do not have one this evening. Road report, Joan or Brad?
Go ahead, Brad.
Okay, we mowed along the township road, took brush, repaired a lot of flood damage, especially on Lamb's Gap, with the shoulder on the Lamb's Gap, with the washout. Cleaned up down trees from the heavy rains, serviced the both backhoes, and we just got, number 4 truck back from LB Smith for repairs, and we coordinated the culvert repairs out at, with Mark Weber on Mountain Road.
Mountain Road and also Pine,
Pierce.
Pierce and,
Idle?
Pierce Point. Yeah, you're thinking of the
the
Pine.
time. Yeah.
Yep.
I have a
Thanks, Brad.
got a question with that?
Yeah.
Lamb's Gap Road, I saw it looked like a ditch before, now it's got all the rock in it. I was wondering, is it a ditch or a shoulder? And if it's a ditch, how is it gonna convey water with all the rock in it? Because now it's not going through the ditch, it's gonna go up over the road, I
Well,
figure.
when me and Donnie was out there, when we had that 5-foot, drop off,
Mm-hmm.
there was an existing pipe there, okay, up from the turn, okay? We found it, we cleaned it out, we put a piece of 18-inch, drain pipe in there. I think it's 20 foot long. We put a, grate over the end of it, and we're running all that water that comes down out of the mountain into this pipe, okay? It's running down into that existing pipe that's down there 5 feet, okay? And it's running through there across the road now. So it's helping greatly, let me tell you. 'Cause we were up and looked at it, and it's really helping. So we're not getting near the water going down along the edge that we had before.
So I guess the second follow-up to that is, do we have any record of that pipe? So that way then if it gets silted in again, you know.
That would have been back when they built the road. I don't have any record of
right,
that.
but
No, I'm sure
should we
Yeah.
make a record, you know, like an inventory of all our pipes, that way then we know where pipes are, so.
Well, if we would, back in those days, they didn't do that.
Mm-hmm,
So, we
Yeah.
just found it through
Right.
the washout. I mean, it was down there like 5 feet. I don't know why they buried it that far, but.
Yeah, I think John's talking about going forward and
Yeah.
understand
There
that.
is a drainage
yeah.
inventory.
Yeah, we do have,
Okay.
I mean, Donnie was, I think we did that. Mike
Yeah.
did that, yeah.
Mike, yeah.
Yeah, Mike did
And
that.
I can be added.
We won't, yeah, we won't be here.
No.
Forever.
Yeah. But we can add that pipe to it because we never knew it was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and hey, thanks to you and Johnny for coming out. I mean, they've been called out numerous times at lousy
Mhm.
hours of the evening and lousy weather, and, always come out and take care of problems, and, much appreciated.
and the only thing I'd have is just keep an eye on it in winter, because if it doesn't get into that pipe, I'm just, you know, we don't want it running across the road and freezing. So, since it's not holding it on the ditch side anymore.
Thanks, John. We have a record report?
We do.
All right.
We have our hot dog roast and a band, and unfortunately, I can't remember the name of the band, but, there were more people there for the band than there were for the hot dogs.
Broken,
About 46 people,
broken silence,
what?
broken silence, I think it was.
I'm not sure. They were pretty good, what I heard of it. I was busy keeping the fire going, but, it was, I guess, a good turnout. Would like to see some more people. And while we're talking about that, you see my name on here for a check for $54.58. That, is for supplies, hot dogs, marshmallows, Hershey bars, things like that. It wasn't for my personal benefit. And our next event will be, Halloween in the Park, October 23rd at 6 p.m. And the rain date is October 24th at 5 p.m. And I'm not a big fan of Halloween, but you're all welcome to have a good time.
Yeah, apologize, Bob, for missing that, bonfire in the park. Kathy and I actually had it on our thing to do, and I'm getting older, and I just forgot it.
No problem.
So,
Hot dogs are good.
oh, I appreciate it.
I would like to recognize, thank you, Supervisor Stable, for saying I'm getting old.
No, I said I'm getting older.
I know, that's what I'm thanking you for.
Yes, just to be clear, I don't want any kind of, yeah, I'll clear that one up right away.
Hey,
Okay, thanks, Bob.
to go with that, I saw the Parks and Rec Board's agenda was online, but their agenda didn't have a date on it, what the agenda was for, and it had a lot of the events that were on it that were already like 3 months old, 4 months old, so, and there weren't many details. Can we make sure to have the details on there, what's on the agendas?
That's their agenda they use every month. She told me once in a while they might have something like a special subject will come up. But most times they go, I mean, they'll just leave those ones off that are completed. But they'll just go down through that. So she said, this is our generic agenda. And we'll have to add it if there's something special on it. They will put that subject on. But that's what she gave me, because she said, that's what she does every month. It's the same thing.
Who maintains that?
Nancy does it,
Well-
yeah, she's the secretary. And that's-
Just so you know, there are, kind of guidance from the Office of Open Records about what you should be putting on there, about specific details. If you're gonna be discussing, talking about things, details like that, so, if you want me to read it, I can, or give you the document on it to talk about it, but,
We're aware of it.
Okay.
It's an
Well-
amendment to the Sunshine Act.
Yeah, so I just wanna make sure that, when you're doing things that are voting or pertinent, people know that, hey, that's something I wanna go to, not just buildings and grounds, that's why I say that.
Well,
So-
we never had anybody come in here, so why are you interested now?
Well, it says buildings.
Nobody ever comes. You never came to anything, even when you're supervisor.
Well, if there's nothing, if I don't assume there's anything to vote on or come, I won't come.
I'm sorry, you're talking RTCA meeting?
Yeah,
or
no,
Rec
rec
Board?
board, that's
Oh,
the
Gene.
project, yeah. Gene does the reports, because he's the liaison with the two. So I don't know what buildings and grounds, if they need a new charcoal grill, or, I don't know.
Right, and that's the problem is
And
there's
I
not
don't
enough
think
detail for
Nancy knows.
people to come.
It's like here, when I get the zoning report, I just put down the reports, and I've looked at a couple other, municipalities, and they just have reports, they don't list all the details of the report. In fact, I saw them say checks need to be paid, they didn't put down what I have. So I don't know what to do, because I don't do their agenda. It is on their Facebook account, and it is, it's posted here, I made sure Nancy had it here.
That's fine.
Well, you may want to just tell her to remind her of the new requirements and talk about anything.
Yeah, and then maybe a date in the header.
And maybe she
Put
needs
some
to
months in the
explain
header.
that to everybody
Yeah,
there, I will remind her, but she won't be at the next meeting. So it might have to be something that's
Yeah.
into the following year,
Yeah,
the
you
following.
would, that'd be, thank you. Mike, do you have an emergency management?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report?
Mhm.
Quiet.
Nothing bad going on?
Nope.
Thank you. Financial treasurer's report.
Okay, the general checking account in Marysville began with a balance of $222,890.35 for August, and receipts of $48,570.72, expenditures of $75,656.07, interest of $18.79, leaving us a balance September 1st in the general checking of $197,273.79. The penny in general checking account that we have taken out, had only interest activity, began with a balance August 1st of $560,308.26, earned interest of $199.59, leaving us a balance August 1st of $560,507.85. which it is serving to give us a little more investment, revenue. The general savings account had only, interest activity and ended with a balance September first of $2,007.98. American Rescue Plan funds in our money market account had only interest activity, and the interest was $21.85. There were no other receipts than that, and no expenditures, leaving us a balance September first of $124,652.40. So, we've gotten maybe close to $50 in interest, so at least we're making some money on it. And we still have not received the final determination from the federal government. As soon as PSAT gets that hot off the press, everybody's looking for it. They're still advising wait and do not do anything. I do have an annual report that has to be done, at the end of September, and we have done nothing but gained interest. So it should be a simple report. And going forward, any entity with less than 50,000 people, we have to do an annual report. Next time, I'm sure it will be more detailed. So that's where we are with the American Rescue Plan funds, and we're just we have some ideas, but, maybe it will, we'll have more next meeting, I'm hoping. Because first it was the beginning of September, then it was the end of September, now it's the beginning of October. So let's hope that we get something as to, everybody's waiting, we're all in the same boat. The liquid fuels checking had, an expenditure for the 2021 road paving projects of $93,398.57. The balance was $508.71, so it looked like we were in the red at $92,889.86. But the CD was transferred in early September to cover check 739, so there will be no fees will be incurred, and the deposit will show in the September treasurer's report. It's just a matter of timing. The liquid fuel savings account had only interest activity and had a balance September 1st of $2,659.50. And that's all I have.
Thank you, David. Moving on to resolutions, resolution 2127, transfer matured solid waste trash CD at Penny and Bank to easy access CD at 0.35%.
Yes, we transferred, it was at Bank of Landisburg, and it was going to Penny and Bank at their municipal, easy access CD, which is about the best I can do right now. I don't want to put anything in for too long. The interest rates are terrible, and 0.35%.
Okay.
And the amount was $108,833.25.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2127. Do I have a second? I'll second. Brad, second. All in favor?
Okay.
Thank you. Resolution 2128, Daisy, transfer $500 from general checking to
Yes,
general
this
savings.
is just housekeeping pretty much. I realized that it's below the 2,500 required. It's now 2,500, so we're getting .05. And just by putting that 500 in there, it's just going to bring us up to the minimum. It's really not a big deal, but I'm just kind of cleaning up a little bit to make sure we have the minimum in our money market account. And it's getting .10 in the checking anyway, so it's going into the money market that unfortunately is down to .10 also. But it's just to bring it up to the minimum, because it's not where it should be. That's all that's doing.
Okay. Resolution to accept, resolution 2128. Do we have a second? I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Brad? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2129, Dave?
Yes, this is Highway Aid Fund, and you just heard me say we paid for the 2021 projects. So I'm taking, the extra at $41,400, and instead of leaving it in Marysville Bank at 0.05%, pathetic. It's still pathetic, but I'm taking it to, First National Bank of Mifflintown, which is Penny and Bank now, and putting it in the short term, 0.35%. all the expenses for this year were paid in full, and our completion report with PennDOT has been approved. So we're just putting this leftover into that easy access, so when, you know, if we need it next year, you can pull it out.
Motion to approve 2129, do I have a second? John Stahl, second, all in favor? Aye. All right, thanks, Daisy.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to new business, the amendments to the zoning and SALDO, which we just discussed in the previous meeting. Any comments before motion is made? Make a motion to adopt the amendments to the zoning and SALDO. Do we have a second? Oh, I'm sorry, we need to make it contingent upon, correction to the, refund language.
Yeah, section 360-222, I think that was.
Does that have to go out to the public to see it all, or no?
I would say it's a minor amendment. I don't think it has to go back
What
to
is
the
the
county
interest
and
on
Rye
that
Township
third?
Planning Commission.
2129?
I didn't know if it had to go back to the public or not.
0.35%.
Did that change any?
No.
That noise level, not noise level, but I mean.
That's why you didn't mention it.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't need
the
to go back
same
now.
as up above,
What's that?
0.35.
Okay.
But John's question, does that need to be, or we can adopt it?
No, you can adopt it.
Yeah, contingent
It's
upon
not a
corrections.
substantive, it's not a substantial change. or
It was in
substantial
the
amendment.
ad summary that went.
Yeah, it's just omitted in the actual portion.
I'm telling you, it was in, when I did my summary.
Usually that works the other way. you know?
Yeah, it's really,
Okay.
usually I'm the, I've missed that.
So, we have a motion to adopt, the ordinance in SALDO, as we discussed in the previous meeting. Do we have a second for that?
Can we make it contingent on getting the change made that we discussed?
I think we just did.
Yeah,
We did.
Yeah.
he was signing this.
Sorry.
I was concentrating on something. I got a one-track mind these days. All right, it's all over covered. Anybody as old as I am, like Bob back there?
Just so you're not off the track.
Oh, we need dates in here. Just these two.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can put that into your life. And this is just a signature page for the approval of the.
No, okay.
Yeah, you didn't vote yet.
Oh.
On the motion.
Okay, yes, do we have a second?
Did you second, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
All second, all in favor? All right, thank you.
When will that be posted to the website?
I wanted to ask that. I'm gonna have to get them printed, and I know the planning commission wants hard copies, and we'll have them here for sale. When are they actually enforced? You know, are they enforced as of tomorrow? You know, when? Because Brian's gonna want to know also, I'm gonna have to get these to him and get them in process, and.
We put a date on it and accept.
Does it say anything about when it's effective?
No, I didn't see.
Well, that would be immediately, will be, which winds up being October 1. Because unless somebody comes in with something this week, but it'd be effective immediately.
Okay. Because I have some plan, you know, I think they're minimal. I don't think it's gonna affect anything with the change.
It-
I have some from.
It won't affect them if they've already filed.
They've already,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
It would just be for, and if
And
it's
so
filed
the
after
plan
this.
going through now, land development, that's gonna be all in the old. That'll give me time, good, to get that, because they want hard copies of the ordinance. And, as soon as I get that correction done, and get them put together, I could put them out there, hats off to gentlemen from Cedar, put them out there.
Couldn't we get that on the website like the next day or two? Because if anyone submits from tomorrow on, they need to know those updates, right? You don't wanna wait for 3 weeks to put them up there. That's all it should be is
You
a,
said October 1st?
No, I've just said it's gonna basically turn in October 1st, but, unless you wanted to amend your
Like
motion
if
to
someone
make
brings
it
something
October
in
1st.
tomorrow morning, I can't expect them.
Well, then, why don't you amend the motion to make it effective October 1?
Okay, we'll make it effective October 1.
Okay.
Second?
Second.
Brad, second, all in favor?
So it's contingent upon the correction and
It's effective October.
effective.
Yes.
Okay, that would be good.
So we're gonna see that on the website then, October 1? Yeah.
Depends on when she gets the
Right,
material
as long as
back.
he can get,
She can't do it if she gets it October second.
you're welcome.
Well,
Yeah, I
what-
will try to
I'm
get
curious
it out
because I'm
there
getting ready to
as soon as
submit it.
possible.
yeah, and what material does she need back other than
I
that
just wanna make sure my
revised
plans
section?
are correct.
What,
I wanna make sure my plans are correct based on the new interpretations versus the old interpretations. That's all.
and I'm
Make sure
wondering,
that I have everything through the first time.
And I
Right,
was
that's
only-
someone else too, that I'll be getting the zoning hearing board all copies of everything.
and I was just wondering what materials is she getting back, because it's only revising that one section and then it's save as PDF and then giving it to CEDACOG. So, you know, it shouldn't be like 2 weeks to put it up there is what I'm getting at. It should be,
Well, we're targeting October first.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll try to get it out there,
Yeah.
as long as he can do that for me. He normally has to do that now, because I really haven't even asked the man lately where the updates are. He told me they should be done by the end of September. Well, here we are and haven't heard from him.
that's been going on since January.
I know, I feel like I'm
So,
being put off.
that's why I'd like to just get it
Although the last time
up.
he gave me that schedule, and he had reasons, but now why? What's happened now? So I don't know. It's just I've been busy with other things, so.
Item B, motion for salvage yard license renewals 2021-22, Michael's, Michael's and Bear.
And that's Cove Hill Road
Right.
and New Valley.
Yeah, okay.
And so what I thought is, I haven't gotten Michael's yet, they're gonna be bringing it in soon, but Bear brought his in, so rather than make them wait, since it goes from October to, September 30th,
Oh, okay.
then you can make it contingent upon, the zoning officer doing
Okay.
his inspection, because it's the board that issues the license, but you always have the zoning officer go on site.
Motion, I'll make that motion, with a second. Tom Stahl, second. All in favor? Aye. Thanks for that, Daisy. Motion to designate trick or treat for October 28th. I'll make the motion. Who wants to back it up? Second. All right. All in favor?
Jim, question on that. Do we have a, is that the date that Marysville is, and do we have a rain date? And how are we determining if it's rained out or not, or are we just relying on Marysville to cancel it and we go with them? Because that's been an issue the last 2 or 3 years, so.
Marysville is Thursday, I coordinated with Kim in there,
Okay.
and they do not have a rain date. If it's lightly showering, they're not canceling. They have a severe weather cancellation,
Okay.
and I don't know when
We
that
tend
date
to,
is.
yeah, okay.
So it's only under severe weather, like if you're calling for torrential rains and
yeah.
thunderstorms or something in October.
Hurricanes.
Hurricanes. I'm hoping.
So what is our cancellation policy? If they cancel, we just go with whatever they have?
I think that would be what makes sense. I don't know if we've ever put it in.
I mean, if they're
Writing or-
canceling, we're probably gonna be canceling.
Yeah.
I remember we had that discussion of, oh, the weather's coming, what do we do? That's why I'm pushing it out now. It's already in the newsletter, so we don't have anything in there about that, but.
Yeah, well, Daisy has a pretty good network of email communications that, if that does come up.
Yeah, I can
Get the
send out
word out,
notification and put it on the
But
website.
yeah, so
And people call,
future.
you know, people that are
yeah.
interested do call.
So when does Marysville provide their rain date? Do they, same?
I think it's,
Cancel the day one, right?
I don't, they have no rain date, it's in case of severe weather. And I can't remember what she told me, but it was severe weather.
Okay.
It wasn't just if there's a
But they don't
shower.
provide a rain date. I'm just
No.
saying, there's nothing we could tie it to that says, hey,
No.
whatever Marysville.
That's why I say if they cancel, we just follow whatever they do.
Yeah.
We try to coordinate with them, yeah. But they got to the point too where they're not gonna cancel just for a rain shower. But if it's, they call it severe weather, whatever that means. Hurricane, torrential rain, thunder, lightning, hail, I don't know.
That's when it's fun to be out.
You're the only one there.
Item D, closure of Mountain Road for culvert replacement on October 14th and 16th. Need a motion, please?
I think Brad can explain what's going on there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to close that down to do that job. I'm hoping we can get it done in them 2 days. I don't know, it depends what we run into. I don't know.
Is this
A
per
lot
the,
of unknowns in there.
is this per the DEP pipe replacements that we're getting?
Yeah, it's the one that you made the permit off for.
I didn't make it, but okay. But I was wondering, you know, we talked about this, over a year ago, about getting the right-of-way for it because the head walls were outside the right-of-way. Did we do those, you know, coordinations? And, you know, as Sean noted, you know, that's in Carroll Township on the one side. You know, we supposedly have a working relationship with them. Are we coordinating with them? That kind of stuff. So, because I know we talked about it, that, you know, we have to get some sort of easement or whatever. We should be getting some sort of easement since our head walls will be way outside the right-of-way. But I know the work needs to be done, but, you know, to make it right for the property owners.
I guess as far as communicating with Carol, they're aware of our schedule, they will be.
Yeah, Brad talked to
I have
the
a very good
resident.
working relationship with them now, okay? Since I got things patched up, okay?
Yeah, and we will be notifying Carol also. In fact, I have talked to her, I just didn't know the date at the time. Now we're trying to coordinate the date of delivery of the end walls. So that's why the 14th and 15th, we're working with those companies.
Okay. Item E is New Valley Road Park. There's the RTCA, which is Rye Township Community Association, and there's some discussion out there.
Hey, it didn't answer my question if we coordinate with the property owners on the right-of-way or not. That's what my initial question was on that.
Well, at this point, it's too late to,
I have a very good relationship with the property owner out there, okay?
That's fine,
And
but
I don't
it's,
think there's gonna be a problem, okay?
but we should still have a document that says, here's our township equipment or property that's not inside of our township right-of-way. That's why I'm asking, you know, if that property owner leaves, what authorizes us to go in and do that work?
Well, he's not gonna be leaving in the next 2 weeks, okay?
All right, well, that's just like the pipe that we didn't know about in 20 years, we're gonna have that, okay. That's the answer.
But isn't those facilities are already in,
Right.
you're just
We're
replacing.
just replacing them, they're already existing.
Are they not getting longer, though? I mean,
No, they're not getting longer, they're getting bigger in diameter.
okay.
okay. Back to item E, New Valley Road Park. Again, there's, Rye Township Community Association, currently, the organization owns the property and the building of the park. The RTCA met a month ago, I don't recall the date, but there was a majority vote to donate the land and the building to the township, with the intention being that that will allow the township to improve the park, because RTCA is a private organization, I don't know the right term for it, but they.
Unincorporated association.
They are not able to access grant monies and things like that to improve the park. There was some word out there, my understanding is that the township was looking to take over the park and shut it down, which that's chuckling, because that's not the intention at all. We're trying to make the park more accessible, safer by removing some of the brush that is along the road here and prevents people using the park from being seen from the road. That's the whole purpose of the township. And the majority of the RTCA board moving to donate the property to the township. Did I miss anything?
Can you tell me who voted on that? I mean, was it all, I don't know, is there 7 members that voted on that? Or how many members were on it, voting-wise? What was the vote?
I Bob, do you recall how many members are on, I can recall who was there to vote on it.
There's 7 members altogether. Some haven't been coming. At the particular meeting, 2 of the people weren't there. But if anyone gets over there early in the morning or overnight, there's a lot of illegal activity going on there. That brush needs to be cut. I was over there and opened up the last, Saturday and Sunday. And both mornings there were people there that were doing things they shouldn't have been doing. So we have to get that
Did we call the cops then?
opened up.
Did we call the cops? Or if, I guess you're part of RTCA, did you not vote to remove the brush? I was wondering.
I've not been a member for, maybe it's like a year and a half, something like that, I can't recall the date. But in the time that I've been working it, we've been trying to clear that brush and have it done, and it just does not happen. And it, not that it doesn't just happen, it gets argued against, and so, you know, we had a vote, the majority of the board, it was 5 members that voted to turn the park over to the township, with the purpose being that it will make the park more of a park, more accessible, safer, the township can maintain it, there's not, 1 or 2 people that prevent the improvements from being made, that's not besmirching anybody, it's just, there have been, for a number of years, a move to improve the park, and it's just not happening. So, it was felt, let's take a vote, see if it's, can be moved to the township. No intention whatsoever of closing down the park, changing the nature of it, other than to make it more safe and accessible.
I was just wondering, was everyone involved, did everyone want that vote to happen? You know, I'm guessing you had a quorum,
We did,
but,
we did.
you know, whatever, I know what you're doing, so,
Well,
yeah.
I think you're implying that it was underhanded, but it was
Yeah.
a majority vote, it was 5 members
Mm-hmm.
that voted.
And did all 5 vote for it?
Yeah, oh, yeah, well,
No,
there was more than 5 members
7.
there, there
I
were
mean,
5 that supported, there was, I think it was just one.
One.
Gene, and nobody else from the other side showed up.
Right, because I know they have kids and stuff like that too, that they have to go to,
No,
but anyway,
The other-
I got
the
how it
other
works.
There were
So.
5 votes required to,
Mhm.
donate it to the township, and that's what occurred. And
Mhm.
again, you know, the word is out there that it's to take over and close down the park, and that's, I don't know where that came from.
I don't think that's gonna happen either, but, yeah.
Yeah, that was not the
I-
intention, it was to make the park more safe, because as Bob said,
Mhm.
there are folks that go in there because they can be hidden. And,
Mhm.
and we wanted to prevent that, because it's not a safe place for,
But, I mean, you can also call the cops too, so that would help.
well, they're coming all the way from Newport.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but if you see it, you should report it. Yeah.
And they pull
Anyway.
out when he pulls in.
Till the cops get here, it'll be long gone.
I just want to add that even if all the members were there, 5 people voted for that resolution. Even if the other person was there and said no, it still would have made the same.
So it was a 6-1 vote from what I'm or 5-1 vote from what I'm understanding?
That's correct.
Yeah.
But 2 people weren't present out of a 7-member group?
Well, then.
I'm not
there'd
getting
have
that
to be
math either.
6.
math isn't working out.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
good.
It was 4-1.
No, it was 5.
Was it
It
5?
was
So 6 or 7 were there.
myself, Kathy, Bob, Kenny Quigley, and
Hmm,
whom I.
Isn't that,
That's it.
and Gene?
2, 4 to 1. 4 to 1.
Okay, it was 4-1, all right.
Okay,
Mm.
yeah.
The other people didn't show up, and the one hasn't been there for over a year.
Well, if you have 4, you have a majority. I mean, you have a 7-member board, so, yeah.
Yep, okay, so, again, board wanted to explain what that was about.
Mhm.
Now that you folks know the word, if you pass that out there, that would be much appreciated. First grant application,
Community. Right,
Dan
community.
has those, and I gave everybody a draft of them. I didn't hear back from you, Dan, and, I know, it wasn't that long ago that I got them done.
So wait, don't they have to
I would
switch
say,
to the
I don't want
Did
to
they do that?
distribute these yet,
No, they're
Excited.
just drafts.
because I don't want to have an entity spend an hour on this
Yeah.
and then find out that they're not
I don't think
qualified
it
because
was
they're not
a
a 501c3.
I don't think it was
Right.
a vote.
But
It's just
generally,
a
the format is
Stop the
fine.
rumor, I guess.
Okay.
But
No,
I
I
just
didn't
wanna-
think we were ready to
Yeah.
distribute, but I just, I didn't know if these were going along the right line.
Yes, I think they are.
You know, okay, but, and then there may be changes,
So we should have a vote to
depending on what
accept it.
comes down in October.
Yeah.
And the other concern is, we have to be careful of who we use as a sub-recipient, because although they have to follow the same rules, and we have a rule in the documents that if they don't do what they're supposed to do, and we have to return the money, that whomever we give it to is gonna give it back to us, well, we need to make sure that we have the ability to do so, other than just the word saying, yeah, I'll pay you back.
Mm.
So
Well,
we
that's
have to be very careful in who we designate as a sub-recipient.
Mhm. And that's why the agreement is also part of it.
Yeah, but I know, but it's just a piece of paper,
I know.
unless you're dealing with a reputable entity.
Yes.
But on the other hand, we're on the hook. Because
Right.
we're the ones that get the money from the feds through the
And
state.
we're responsible.
Okay.
So we have to pay it back, and then we have to try to get it from whomever we able to. So we just have to be careful.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so you need a motion, we need a motion to approve the grant.
I don't think you have to.
You don't have to.
No, it's
I haven't
administrative.
seen the thing, so.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
administrative.
Mhm.
And Daisy's working, this came from the county, I believe.
Yes, the county has
Because they're
it.
working on a similar situation with their municipalities that they're funding too, so.
Yeah, I went to a session up there, but it was very good. They had, a grant, a person that, they have like a company, they do this. Of course, they're jumping on the bandwagon too, so they can get their share, but you, I mean, with the county with 9 million, they need somebody, you know. We may need someone too, depending on what all of these details are. It can be a bit much, but, I'm not sure what all, but anyway, I at least wanted to get something started, because we've started getting inquiries from the fire companies, from the churches, you know, and you want to at least have something started so that we can, it doesn't take us 3 months to get something together.
Yeah, no, it's we have a good start on that.
Okay, all right, that's
Thanks for
all.
taking care of that.
You're welcome.
Moving on to announcements, office is gonna be closed for Columbus Day holiday, October 11th, there will be no change in the trash schedule. October 23rd is Halloween in the park, 6 p.m. Rain date is October 24th at 5 p.m. Okay?
Super.
Yep.
Question. You know, announcements, are we now having the budget workshops this year? Because I didn't see them on the calendar, and they aren't in the announcements here. You
Budget
know,
workshop?
because I thought they were open to the public, correct?
Yeah, it's October 7th.
Well, if they're according to the January meeting minutes, the reorg meeting, it's 7th and 21st, and then November 4th is if necessary. At 6:30. So,
I have a question, if it's a workshop, Dan, does that need to, is that open to the public if it's a workshop? It's not really a meeting, it's just a discussion of, do you know what I'm saying?
No,
It's not like an official meeting of the board, it's just a workshop.
Board members, treasurer.
But the board members and treasurer, no, I think that's open to the public.
I'm just inquiring.
Yeah, even though the first one especially is really a workshop, they don't really make a whole lot, I mean, they're putting together the budget, it's not,
But if we can get that posted,
yeah.
we need to get it posted.
yeah, the agenda, I guess, would have to be up there anyway, so.
Okay, that was it for announcements. Daisy, approval and payment of bills, please.
General fund checks 17091 to 17125 in the amount of $33,649.66. There were no expense checks voided. Payroll check 7947 to 7951 in the amount of $4,371.45. payroll check 7952 to 7956 in the amount of $3,965.07. There were no payroll checks voided. Highway aid check 740 in the amount of $41,400 issued to Penny and Bank, and there were no highway aid checks voided.
Okay, make a motion to approve payment of the bills. Second?
I second.
Brad, second. All in favor? Okay. Thank you, Jason. Okay, any additional citizen participation at this time?
I'll finish up what I wanted to say at the beginning. This comes back to the meeting minutes from July. You know, we don't get to see them until they're posted. But I wanted to bring up the citizen participation that I brought up, or actually it was something that somebody else brought up. And I figure, you know, I'm not the only one that in the past has brought up meeting minute concerns. You know, there's been other supervisors, other residents, multiple other people. But in that citizen participation, somehow in the meeting minutes, my name got into there, even though I was not mentioned in it. And I have a recording, and I can play it just so you can hear it. But, you know, just listen for my name and the word degree. And if you want me to, I'll move up closer, but I hope it'll be loud enough.
I hate to ask this, but I guess
It's about 2 minutes.
and some people communicate before.
That's all.
But I noticed that you and John both have initials behind your name. What does that stand for?
It's actually 1 minute.
That's any John I know. What's the initials stand for? Talking about the PE? Yeah. It's professional engineer. You're both professional engineers? Jim is? No, I'm not. You're not. Okay. Thanks, John. Well, I never read your name in the paper, John. But, do you have a code of ethics you have to follow when you're professional? You do? Yeah. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Maybe you should put it in the newspaper so we know who you are. Yes, sir. All right, thank you.
All right, that's all the recording. But in the meeting minutes, though, it says, Chairman Sabo opened the floor to public comment. Former Supervisor Robert Lightner remarked about a comment at a previous meeting where former Supervisor Schulze noted his credentials as professional engineer PE. Nowhere in there did he state my name. So somehow there's an inference that it gets into the meeting minutes. And then at the very end of that part here, it says former Supervisor Lightner commented that it is not just one member of the previous Board of Supervisors that has a degree in engineering. Nowhere did he say that either. So I know there's a bias against me, and people don't like me on this board or others in the crowd here somewhat. But these meeting minutes are supposed to be accurate and truthful for what was said here as a representation, and not, especially when they're added on. It's one thing to summarize, but then to add on to it is kind of a little, yeah, especially when they're going after other people like that. And then the other thing is at the end, you know, I know this is actually almost word for word, but, you know, it states, you know, former Supervisor Lightner commented on the negative remarks he has heard from residents who dealt with John Schulze during his appointment as driveway enforcement officer. I'm fine with that. But if that's what we're going to do is, you know, residents coming forward to the board and complaining about other residents trying to, you know, shoot down their character or something like that, well then, other people, what's stopping other people from coming in here and just saying, I don't like that person, I don't like this person, and then somehow it just makes it in the meeting minutes. So, you know, there's added things to meeting minutes, and then there's certain things left out, the biasness, so I don't know what to do, because the meeting minutes are not very truthful, are not very accurate, truthful to what was actually said or done here.
Yeah, I don't know the point about it not being accurate or truthful, I mean, because we understand who said it, we understand who it's talked to, so I don't think you're not pointing to some, that Bob was at, oh, sorry.
I completely understood who he was talking to, but it wasn't, my name wasn't said, so anyone that reads the meeting minutes 5 years from now won't understand what's going on. you know, they don't have an accurate picture of what was actually said here. Now, I know in the past, we aren't gonna change meeting minutes because it's too late, but something I would like to see change is putting those draft meeting minutes up for people to actually see them, so we can comment on them too, to have that
Something like,
buffer.
I don't know if draft meeting minutes go up for public, disclosure, because they're not approved.
Right, but how can we comment on them to make sure that what's being put in there is
Well,
accurate?
but they're not your minutes, John, they are the board's minutes.
But are they not the township's
They are
minutes?
the board's minutes, they are the minutes, that's my understanding, they are the
Can-
minutes of the board, and therefore
Because, I mean, the board could put anything down then. According to this, they could make any inference of what somebody's
Well,
saying
and
and
the resident could say anything too. The board does the best, the secretary
But-
treasurer does the best.
But these are,
Convey the
these are legal
record-
documents for the future. That's what I'm saying, is these are legal documents for the future.
Include a summary of what he's just complaining about in these minutes, and minutes of record, what his word concerns are.
So, that's what I'm trying to get at is.
Okay.
But the inference was that he was talking.
No, he said his name was not mentioned, which is true.
Mm-hmm. But somehow it made it in the meeting minutes.
Right.
I heard the name John, or was he talking to this John? I
No.
don't know.
He said
It
that
doesn't
John's.
matter to say that his name is not mentioned. People understand when they read minutes. And if there was listen to the tape, that there was a discussion or or words directed at another person. And if you're here, you knew who it was.
Right, so that's why I try to
So
make
whether
it
the name was
clear. I'm
mentioned
not
or not,
trying
but-
not to be accurate, I'm trying to make it make sense.
But he made the comment that his name wasn't mentioned, which is true.
Documented.
Yeah.
Okay. Robert?
Yes. Question for solicitor. If we record a meeting, don't we have to announce that before the meeting that we're recording?
No,
No?
no.
Well, our former solicitor always told us it was.
Do you have a policy?
Yes, we do.
Where is that posted? Because I'd love to see it, because it's not posted on the door and it's not posted on the website.
Can I tell you, Wheatfield, they put it right on the top of every of their meetings, their minutes, their, agenda.
What?
If you're recording, you have to, I might even have one of them.
Does it still,
I'm
Yep.
I'm not aware.
Because I think the solicitor said that, if people around you are having a private conversation and they don't know that someone's
Yeah, I
recording,
know.
it could pick up, it
All right.
could pick
I
up
don't think we have
something
it.
private. And that's why he said you need to announce so people around you know that you're recording, because you could pick something up from, yes, this, we know we're being recorded, this is public, but what about the guy that's having a conversation with the woman next to you, or whatever, that was what his.
because I asked the Office of Open Records, and they said back to me, I'm assuming that the recording is of a public meeting. If so, there is no expectation of privacy during a public meeting, and the recording can be shared publicly.
The Office of Open Records is known to enforce the Sunshine Act,
Right.
but what they told you is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You could have asked me that question, I would have given you the same answer I just did to Bob.
Okay.
You're not my lawyer, unfortunately, so. Yep.
We're moving on.
I'm not Bob's either.
Yep.
We're moving on, Daisy's gonna document, and we're done.
Well,
Additional?
just so that you know, I am recording this meeting, and I will be recording the future ones too, so.
Understood.
Okay?
Any other citizen participation? Hearing none, meeting is adjourned. Thanks everyone for coming.